My name is Matthew Jessner, White Tiger Qigong instructor. We're here today to talk about important fundamentals of the Qigong stances. This one is called Pupu, or Taming the Tiger Stance, or the Crouching Stance, and sometimes the Drop Stance. So, Pupu. Pupu can be a very challenging stance if we become afraid of it. So let's try that nice and easy, and we're not going to be afraid of it. We will not hurt ourselves. We will build our stances. The stance, the idea of stance is standing. Yes, we're standing, but we're standing with a very specific goal and purpose. Not so much of a moral purpose, but there's a purpose to this movement, a purpose to this stance. So, like every other stance, we're starting from the feet, drawing the feet up, drawing the feet, not grabbing the feet, drawing the feet in thin-soled shoes or barefoot, but not running shoes and not boots, even if it feels great to have a good stable base. Your stable base is your body. So we're drawing up the feet, drawing up. It would be the same kind of drawing up as if you were holding my beach ball. I'm not grabbing it and grabbing it because I'll lose it. If I hold a bit of a suction, it's a different idea. So the sole of the foot, the bubbling springs, the yang chuan, drawing into the legs, drawing it up into the pelvic floor. We're not grabbing the pelvic floor, we're lifting it, and the breathing is independent of that. So that lifting and that engagement, that doesn't mean we can't sink, but we're sinking by drawing up into the body, and that gives us the dynamic potential. So now let's have a look at Pupu. So Pupu. Pupu is a stance whereby the major portion of the weight will be on what I call the supporting leg, which will be the one that is bent. It will be in a moderate position. It will be this way. The bent leg is the supporting leg, and the other leg is the extended leg. And depending on the extremity of the stance, it will have more stretch. Now, the goal of Pupu is not to rip the hips open and to look like Jackie Chan. There is a component of strength and flexibility, and there is a component of opening in the hips. And there's a lot of physical potential. People have varying physical potential, but the most important thing is to build the stance from a correct understanding of its purpose, which is stability and not stretch. So the Pupu actually comes from dropping and moving. So I should be able to drop into the stance, push. If I'm open and stretching, I can't do that. So this becomes very static, and there's a nice stretch, and it looks great, but you can't do anything. The Pupu actually has potential to move. Very important. We're not going to do that. But I wanted to demonstrate for you what the purpose of Pupu is. It's a drop stance. Taming the tiger. Not an impressive hip stretch. So let's open our hips out. Standing with the legs completely straight. We're going to open the feet to 45 degrees only, not straight out. Lift the heels and put the feet straight down. One opening. 45 degrees only, not right the way up. Lift the heels and put them down. Third time, out to 45, lift the heels and put them down. And then the fourth time, 45 degrees out, lift the heels, put them down, and your feet are pretty wide. Now, for some people, this is going to feel like it's a bit short to be able to go down because they're going to want to open their thighs. I will remind you, the goal of Pupu is not to split the legs. The goal of Pupu is to open the hips to be able to go down and come back up. Now, what we're going to do is open, this is my right foot. I'm going to open it slightly. I'm not going to open it 45 because then my thigh is going away from me. I only want to open it enough so that my hips open, which will allow my body to descend. If I open it here, my body is going to be going completely open rather than down. So I'm just going to open it slightly, maybe not even quite 45. And now what we're going to do is we're going to bend forward, completely forward, bend one knee, and put this elbow of the bent knee, the supporting knee, on it. And notice where my other hand is, and my breastbone is straight front. I'm not twisted. I'm not moving over. I'm directly front. And my pelvis is completely facing the back. And I'm feeling the weight here. And my weight is supported. This is important. Now take the free hand along this leg. This foot is straight front. And you're just going to go as if you're going to go tie your shoes. And the most important thing is to be able to go a little bit over the leg with a nice straight back, and the weight is on my elbow, and just relax there. You see that my weight is not in the middle, it's very much over this foot, but the weight is supported by my elbow, and just relax there and look down at the foot. Hello. And if you can, slide down to the shin. Hello. And if you can, slide down to the ankle. Hello. And if you can, slide down and put your hand on the outside edge of your foot and just gently, I'm not going down yet. Put your hand on your knee and press up. Bring both feet in completely parallel and relax. Now the other foot, release it out slightly, not all the way out, just slightly. Shift the weight to the side, elbow on the knee, directly above the kneecap. Bend right the way forward like you're speed skating, and open your back and look out. Good. Looking at my foot, crawling out just a little bit, opening my back. And if that's good for you, keep all your weight here, nice and relaxed. Crawl out. There we go. You can crawl down to your ankle maybe, and hold on to it. I'm not pulling, I'm sinking. And if it's available, you can crawl out to the edge of your foot and just gently pull the outside edge of your foot. Put your hand on your knee and press up. That's the beginning of poo-poo. Now the second most important thing for the poo-poo is to be able to bend in the hips and in the ankles. This is called dorsiflexion. How much this comes back, this is dorsiflexion. So let's build that a little bit. The dorsiflexion, the hands straight down, the back is flat, putting all the weight on the thighs just above the knees, hanging out. I'm not sunk in the chest. Okay, and I'm going to turn front so you can see now what I'm doing. I'm going to slide my hands down the tibia, opening my back, and I'm not stretching my hamstrings. My legs are nice and bent, and I can gently put my hands on my ankles if I can. I put my weight on my hands. I'm not stretching my hamstrings, I'm just here. And then to the degree of possible, you can start to just sink your hips down. You can put your weight on your hands if you want, and sink yourself down. Now, if your hips or your ankles don't permit you to do that, which is the case with many people who don't live in Asia, and even people who do live in Asia, because we're already here, just walk your feet out a little bit so that your hips are going out and open. But still keep your arms inside of your knees and your weight on your hands. It's not the most elegant position in the world, but this is not the goal. The goal is to actually release the hips down. Now you notice my thighs are not out to the side. I can personally do that, but that's not the goal. The goal is not to open the thighs. The goal is to sink the hips and to flex the ankles. So if your weight is here and you're looking out, kind of a frog thing, and then you can either put your hands on your knees to gently push up, or you can actually pick up your pelvic floor and come up from there by lengthening your spine. So that flexion of the hip and the dorsiflexion of the ankle is going to be key in the poo-poo, because what's going to happen from here, where we've already been down, we've already done this, the foot is slightly open, not completely out, it's just slightly open. We're going to slide down, and now if you can, this hand that's along the knee, straighten the arm on the inside of the knee so there's a gentle pressure outside, and put that hand on the top of that foot. So your weight is on your hand, your hips are released. I'm not holding in the thigh. This hand slides down, and I gently allow my pelvis to sink down on top of my heel. I'm developing this flexibility in the hip and in the ankle, so the depth is here, okay? And pushing on the hand to come up, push on the hand to come up, so you're not straining. And then put your hands on your thighs and walk up like you're walking up a wall, and kind of go, ooh, that was a lot of work. Open the foot out slightly. If you open it out here and you're stretching the adductors, you're not using the vertical stability, which is the goal. Open it out, go directly to the side, elbow onto the knee. Yes, the butt is completely out. Slide your hand along and align yourself. This hand, to the degree of possible, stretches. and it goes down, and placing your hand on the top of your foot, and the weight is here. I'm not holding here, and I'm allowing this left cheek to sink down towards the heel. This elbow is pushing out slightly, and if you can hold on to your ankle, that's good. Hold on to your foot, that's good. And we're opening the poo. So you see, I'm not in a very wide stretch, but I'm in a very deep, strong, stable stance. Pushing on the arm of the bent leg to come up, not straining in the back. And coming up. Now we're going to do it wrong. We're here. Open the foot out with the foot completely out to the side and try to go down. Good luck. I can do that because I've been training for decades. This position is very difficult for many people to maintain. You're getting a huge stretch in the adductors and a huge stretch in the back, and almost no one has the strength to come up slow from there. So I highly recommend not to have the foot way out to the side, because if you don't have the adductor stretch, this kind of strength is actually quite rare in people's hips, and we don't build it by doing that. Okay? So let's come back in and we'll remind ourselves of some basic principles. The goal of poo-poo is not to impress everyone with how wide your hips open up. The goal of the poo-poo is to have, from a vertical stance, to drop and come up. And that vertical pressure is the goal. So please don't practice that until you've really mastered the dorsiflexion. So one last time. Walk the feet out. 1 and parallel. 2 and parallel. 3 and parallel. 4th time. 4th and parallel. Shifting the weight, opening the hips, stretching the leg. Hand pushing up and relax. Going to the side, opening the foot slightly, pitching straight forward, supporting the weight, stretching to the degree of possible, stretching the outside edge of the leg, pushing on the hand to come up. All the way to the side, take the weight, hand on the floor, down, and right the way down. It's the hips, pushing on the hand to come up, crawling up, stable, shifting the weight to the side, opening slightly, pitching forward, holding the weight, hand on the floor, weight on the hand, and sinking right the way down, pushing on the hand to come up, and then crawling up. And then you've not injured yourself. Walk the feet in, bring the feet underneath you, drawing all of the way up. This is a very good preparation for poo-poo. Never ever overextend. One of the most significant things for your poo-poo is going to be the dorsiflexion of this kind of a squat situation. This strength, this flexibility will actually develop your poo-poo much more than any of the adductor stretches that we'll be doing. Thank you very much, and take care. Hello, my name is Matthew Chesner, White Tiger Qigong instructor. Welcome to the White Tiger YouTube channel. Please enjoy the wide range of instructional videos that we have to share with you. If you like this video, click like. If you wish to subscribe, please subscribe. And if you have comments, we welcome your comments below. And last and not least, please don't forget to go to visit our website, www.whitetigerqigong.com. Thanks.